The number of teens dying in car crashes is on the rise. It's the leading cause of death and injury in teens, who have the highest rate of motor vehicle accidents among all age groups in the U.S. And Dr. Malika Marshall is here to talk about this. And we know they're inexperienced, but you would think they'd have good reflexes and reaction time. So why is this horrible number happening with teenagers?
Yeah, it's also not too terribly surprising, too, because teens are inherently immature, right? Their brains haven't fully functioned. They are distractible. They are inexperienced, as you mentioned, so they've never really been on the road before, and they're less likely to use seatbelts. So add all that together, it makes for a recipe for disaster. They're also more susceptible to substances, so it's not at all surprising that we're seeing a lot of teen crashes.
Yeah. And the American Academy of Pediatrics is issuing new recommendations for parents, clinicians, and legislators about how to protect young drivers and their passengers from harm. I think we know what's coming. What specifically can parents do?
Okay, so I'm going to state the obvious, which is that we need to be good role models for our children when we're driving, which means we need to always consistently wear our seatbelts. We need to put our cell phones away so that they don't see mom and dad texting or talking without, you know, Bluetooth technology or wireless technology or whatever. But the other thing that's really important is for parents to have deep conversations with their children about responsible driving. So talking about distracted driving, talking about responsible use of technology, avoiding substances, not just alcohol and drugs, but also there are medications that can be very sedating, things like Benadryl. Nobody should be driving a car if they've recently taken an antihistamine like Benadryl.
Good point.
And then the other thing is educate your children about getting into cars with teen drivers, right? So if you see that your friend who's going to be driving you is impaired or is distracted or is texting, you should not be getting in the car with that person and shouldn't be driving with them. The other thing is maybe try to come up with some alternatives. Are there ride-sharing programs they can use or other means of transportation, especially if there's concern that there are going to be substances or distracted driving?
This is the tough thing. Uber and Lyft are so great, but they're not supposed to pick you up if you're under 18.
They're not. And I know there are some programs that moms have tried to arrange to try to have those ride-sharing programs available, but you'll have to sort of check your local area.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you have concerns, don't allow your kid to get behind the wheel of the car, or if they do, make sure that they're fully educated and equipped with the information they need.
And a lot of car dealers offer those skid schools now, which is a good way for them to get experience in tough situations.
And drive with your children in all different conditions, rain, snow, a particular here, at night, exactly. And they drive, you sit in the passenger seat, and you critique.
Dr. Malika Marshall, thanks so much. And of course, you can follow Dr. Malika's reports every day on WBZ News and always here on CBSBoston.com.